There are seasons where life gets quiet on purpose. There are moments where the noise just falls away. Fewer plans, less interaction, more alone time than you expected. And we're taught to think that something's wrong when this happens. But sometimes nothing is wrong at all. Sometimes life gets quiet because it's trying to show you something. It's trying to show you something that you've been too busy to hear and too busy to see. So let's all think about COVID, right? 2020. The entire world shut down. The entire world slowed down all at the same time, right? No constant movement, no distractions, no running away from ourselves. We were forced to look at ourselves. And for a lot of people, that was the first time that they actually sat with themselves. The first time that they really looked at their own life. And some people realized that they were unhappy. And this wasn't a bad thing. This was necessary. It brought more awareness. You know, some people woke up to patterns that they've been repeating over and over. And some people changed careers, changed relationships, and priorities. And for a lot of people, they finally started hearing their intuition. Not just as a noise, but as a voice. They started hearing that inner voice. And guys, this wasn't a coincidence at all. This was a pause on purpose. And the universe does that. The universe does that to us a lot. And as a matter of fact, right now, as I'm recording this, we're in the middle of a snowstorm. And we've been stuck at home for the last 5 days. You know, living in Arkansas, when we get snow or ice, everything just shuts down, right? Everything just closes. You can't really leave your house because we can't go on the roads because it's snowed and iced over, right? And you may notice that I'm wearing my hunting bibs. You know, this is not my normal attire. And I just had to drive my four-wheeler down here from my house to my office to check on everything, make sure I don't have any leaks or anything. And so that I can record this video for y'all, right? So I know right now I'm in this kind of quiet phase. Everything is shut down. And I've kind of gotten used to being, alone and still, quiet with just Vanessa. But a lot of folks are really ready to get back out there, to get back to their normal lives, because it gets uncomfortable being forced to sit with yourself and to sit with maybe some of your family that you're stuck in the house with because you don't really resonate with them anyway, right? So if you're feeling more alone lately than you have, and if you're withdrawing without fully understanding why, and if the things that used to distract you just don't hit the same anymore, and you're beginning to question things, you're beginning to question yourself, question your reality, question everything, I want you to realize that this is all the beginning of a spiritual awakening. And no one really talks about this part, this alone part, okay? Awakening doesn't start with bliss. It usually starts with discomfort. Most of the time we have to get so fed up with our life, so uncomfortable with ourselves, and just miserable with our life in general and with ourselves, that is the things that slaps us awake. Think of it like this, you're laying in the bed and you're nice and comfortable asleep, and then your higher self's like, wake up, wake up, wake up, right? Slapping you awake because you've been trying to hit the snooze button for years. It's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. You may feel tired of surface level conversations. You may feel disconnected from old routines. You may feel more emotional right now, more sensitive right now. You may be less interested in performing or pleasing. And sometimes it just feels like sadness. Sometimes it feels like emptiness. Sometimes it just feels like a pause. But what really is happening is this. Your nervous system is slowing down. It's slowing down enough to process all the things that you've been carrying. So, how do you deal with being alone during this phase of a spiritual awakening? For one, you don't rush to fill the space. You sit in your shit, all right? You let yourself be bored. You sit with discomfort without labeling it as failure, as something bad, okay? You stop forcing productivity. You don't have to do anything, right? A lot of times we do that because we're trying to feel worthy. We think we got to do something to feel worthy. And I want to remind you that you're worthy for just being you. Being alone isn't about isolating. It's about listening. It's about reconnecting with yourself. Finding yourself again. So this is a good time to journal without trying to fix anything. Just journal about your feelings, your thoughts. You don't have to fix anything. Go for slow, long walks in nature without listening to music or a podcast, okay? Just be quiet and listen to yourself and listen to nature. And you also need to notice what your body reacts to, all right? What are the things that drains you? What soothes you, okay? And simplify instead of adding more. So if you need to let go of some things, simplify your life. Not to become someone new, but again, it's to remember who you were before all the noise, before all the distractions, before all the traumas. Who are you at your core? That's what a spiritual awakening is finding the true you inside of yourself. The universe doesn't always wake us up with chaos. Sometimes it does it with stillness. And if you're in that stillness right now, you're not lost. You're in transition. So, if this season feels familiar, I want you to remember that you're not alone in it. We've all gone through this or are going through this. Like this if you're learning how to sit with yourself. Like the video. And please comment, I'm listening, if you feel this quiet is changing you, waking you up.